First, you have Palantir's Peter Thiel, the architect of our modern surveillance state. According to several of our whistleblower sources, Thiel is also personally invested in signal boosting friend of the show, Braden Clavicular Peters. This support and Clav's rapid viral rise makes total sense. Thiel has made a number of strange statements about the—
It does. Clavicular is very uncharismatic, but has been able to get an insane lineup of appearances. Are you kidding me? 60 minutes? He's that boring. And he's just like a random, like incel, oh, I worked out and I take testosterone or whatever. And now he's huge and he's getting like massive media exposure. Yeah, he's bought. They all are, man. It takes so, if you're a billionaire, it takes so little money to buy like this Twitch streamer, this YouTuber. It takes like nothing.
Future of humanity.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes?
I don't know. I would
This is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions.
He seems to have a vested interest in creating a post-humanist, technologically transformed future wherein real people like you and I cease to exist in our flesh form, instead living on as immortal creatures up in the cloud.
Yeah, transhumanism is this, the ideal was this radical transformation where your human natural body gets transformed into an immortal body.
This is not just like a Black Mirror style conspiracy fantasy. There is a race to create this kind of technology right now. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman is now involved with a startup called Nectome, who plan to preserve and then upload his brain after death as a base model for what—
Anyway, let's just finish the original bit. Curtis Sliwa on Looksmaxxing and Clavicular. Dude, I am so fucking tired of hearing about Clavicular. It is insane how astroturfed he is, Not at all surprising to learn that he's been funded by Peter Thiel. He's so fucking uncharismatic. Like, nothing he does is interesting. Even the clips of him aren't interesting, It's like normally the lolcow thing is supplemented by the comedic value of the lolcow reacting to the attention they get. Like Nick Fuentes or Aiden Ross or whatever, obviously their fan bases are largely people looking to like see them suffer to an extent. They like that. They like the antagonism to varying extents, obviously. There are sincere fans of both. But Clavicular reacts to everything happening to him with this dumb, washed out Gen Z stare, like Fent, just nothing going on, It's so boring. I opened up CNN this morning, and you know what I saw? Alongside, oh, here we go. The best 9 Hoka shoes for running. Frequent flyers say these 25 travel essentials. Paid advertisements. So here's the paid ad section. Here's another paid ad section. Style. How Clavicular made a spectacle of himself. Really? First thing on the style section. Here's a stream bit that Clavicular did 1 month ago where he wore a wrinkly shirt and pretended to be a runway model. Really? Peter Thiel must be dumping a lot of money on this project. Clavicular is what Peter Thiel wants humanity to become. I don't want to be crass because there are business reasons why Peter Thiel might want to advance Clavicular, because I think that Peter Thiel genuinely is invested in the project of making people more mentally ill. But on the same time, like, we also know Peter Thiel is gay and is like paid for young male prostitutes to spend time with him. So there's also like another element to this, and I don't really know how much that's the Blood Boys. How much are they? It's a full-on article, man. They're spending so much, and it's on so... Like, let me put it this way, all right? Let me put it this way. If we want to talk about comparative attention live streamers get, okay? iShowSpeed is approximately 50 billion times as popular and influential as Clavicular. How many times have you seen iShowSpeed on 60 Minutes? On CNN? He does a fucking world tour. So many people. Every time he shows up somewhere, he's got an army around him. Meanwhile, this guy gets the nonstop 24/7 media attention. Not gonna lie, part of that is racism, but I get your point. Part of that is racism, 100%. But motherfuckers definitely bought. Peter Thiel's not giving iShowSpeed any goddamn money. I mean, I think it may partially be how weird Clavicular is, but here's the thing. He's not. He's really boring. He is. Like, at the end of the day, any argument you could make about the novelty and value of his exposure on its own is undercut by the fact that he is genuinely extremely uninteresting. Like, to an extent, my job as cultural commentary, he's very boring. During his Channel 5 interview, I had almost nothing to say about him other than, like, I guess, reconciling with the weird possibility that he might be, to an extent, sincerely mentally ill rather than pretending to be mentally ill. But all the interesting stuff was coming from Andrew Callahan. He's really, really boring. Same with Nick Shirley. But with Nick Shirley, we know that he's being astroturfed by the Republican Party. In that case, there's no question, and no one would even pretend otherwise. Like, dude was literally at CPAC, you know? In that case, we know where the money and the attention is coming from. Because Speed's wholesome, that doesn't make for good news. There's a million... There are so many more things you could talk about other than Clavicular. The idea that Dude, 60 minutes? 60 minutes? Are you kidding me? A 60 minutes interview? That's insane. Is it just for Boomer Slop? No, it's because Peter Thiel is financing this. Doesn't Clavicular have the same publisher as like Hassan and the Jewish guy from Cumtown? I'm blanking on his name because my brain is soup and I'm getting old. Adam Friedland. Don't they all have like the same, not publisher, like agent? It's Peter Thiel. It's everywhere. Okay, but genuinely why I don't really get what this is advancing. I think that there is a widespread spiritual harm being caused by not only Clavicular, but the obsession with him. Not caused by, but I guess advanced by. He's not the only one doing this. And Peter Thiel benefits from widespread neuroticism. Like, the world Peter Thiel wants to build is one where everyone is apathetic and autistic and lonely and self-absorbed, because people who are apathetic and self-absorbed are really easy to sell products to, and it's really easy to strip them of their human rights because they're granularly obsessed with meaningless stuff in your life. There's also like a monetary interest in making men as big of a client in the beauty industry as women. 100%. You literally like double the people who are obsessed with, you know, buying overpriced skincare products that do nothing for you. But at the same time, I think a lot of it is just like, on average, the world is getting to be more neurotic. Maybe that's the reason why I Show Speed doesn't get that attention, because the deep state recognizes that by and large, he promotes stuff like happiness, you know, happiness and internationalism, tolerance, equality, you know, friendship, the importance of going outside. I think the deep state wants everyone to be a neurotic little freak obsessed with their internet numbers. Okay, so what did Sliwa say?
You're gonna make me hip to some new lingo, right?
Oh, very hip to the best lingo. Okay, Curtis, I've got
I didn't know you fuck with I Show Speed to this extent. Pretty cool. I've literally never watched anything of his. I've only seen like little clips, and I'm not going to because I'm not 12, but I appreciate that he's positive. I don't know. I feel like the bar's really low these days, but it's like he seems like a cool guy and he seems to promote positivity. So that's it. That's so much better than the norm online.
a very important one.
Uh-oh.
Looksmaxxing.
Look snatching.
No. Looksmaxxing.
Oh, is that when I take a hammer to my face so that I can get that contoured double chin look?
How do you know about Looksmaxxing,
Well,
Curtis?
I've seen enough guys there, man, looking at themselves. They're
Wow.
peacocking themselves. They're looking in the mirror. I said, what's up with that? And he goes, man,
Spooky Senpai, I'm sorry. I'm not really sure if I understand what you mean. I don't think that Peter Thiel has a coherent ideology. I think that he's a misanthrope. Like a lot of Silicon Valley tech bros, I think that he thinks that he's the smartest human on Earth and that other humans are insects and that the world would be best if he ruled it. I don't think that he has a consistent or coherent ideology about like what's moral or how the world should be run. I just think that he has the typical midwit position of like, well, everything would be fine if I was in charge, basically. He's retarded. He does genuinely seem very slow to me. Yeah, like just not a smart person at all, and not charismatic either. But that doesn't really, change anything, I don't think.
got to tell you, I feel like I got to take a hammer to my cheeks. I got to get that double chin.
So, hold on. You know what Looksmaxxing is? Are you up to date on Clav?
What about his transhumanism beliefs? What beliefs? Also, anyone who says they're transhumanist but is anti-trans is a unbelievable LARPer, like unimaginable LARPer. Oh, the definition of humanity shifts. You upload the brain to the robot, but you're like against the fucking hormone replacement there. Seriously, that's where you draw the. It's like unbelievable LARPing. Human is a transitive property that describes an experience. It's not. It's in an epistemological sense. It could apply even to not neurons, but to sensory experiences trapped within a computer. But male and female refer definitionally to like concrete biological concepts that are mute and cannot be altered and are like enshrined in the world by God. You know? Yeah.
Clavicular. He was brutally frame-mogged by the ASU frat leader.
Now, let me tell you something. You're throwing those $5 words at me. It's multi-syllabic. You got to roll it slow. Remember, I'm pretty much at the point where I'm collecting Social Security, so remember that. What's that word again?
Looksmaxxing.
Yeah, I told you what that was.
Look, Curtis, we got some fans here.
Oh, yeah. That's right. It's glazing, right? Don't be glazing me.
Stop glazing me, Curtis.
Sliwa, not Curtis Sliwa. In his own way, a little bit like I Show Speed, I feel. You know? Like I Show Speed will show up to a Nigerian town and just lead a parade behind him. And I think that, you know, Sliwa, to an extent, I think he kind of promotes a similar, you know, he's out there on the street, he's interacted with people. No, yeah, for sure.
Man, do you see?
It's weird he doesn't look at me at all.
That stuck to me all over the world. I can't go nowhere without somebody popping that. Yo, don't be glazing me, Curtis.
How do you feel that Curtis knows about Looksmaxxing?
I mean, probably good that he knows about it. Probably good that people of his generation know what's going on the internet.
Oh, wait a second. My generation. Hold on a second.
He's bone smashing as we speak.
How do you do it? How do you bone smash?
Hammer to the chin.
That's
Hammer
right.
to the chin. You have a hammer on you?
Yeah.
I still don't think anyone does this, by the way. I still think this is completely made up.
And man, you take that hammer and you smash yourself. You're a masochist, but it's so that you have the look, so you can attract those women out there who would give you no play and treat you like a person of no consequence.
Okay. You heard it here first.
I educated him.
There's at least one person. Yeah, maybe. The meth thing's probably fake too. No, the meth thing is real. He is very mentally ill. I don't know. I think the deep state just wants people to be mentally ill. I think that being mentally resilient is like a blow against the deep state. You know, it's kind of like what's the old thing, like queer happiness is revolutionary or whatever. Like if you're in a homophobic society, but your gay ass is tapping buttholes left and right, then that's revolutionary or whatever. Maybe a little bit self-centered and liberal of a revolutionary approach, but you know, as long as you're happy and fucking people up and in the butt. Cringe but true. Yeah, I think that being mentally competent is an important, you know, it's a blow. If Peter Thiel doesn't want it for you, it must be good for you. Straightest way to put it, but yeah, because that's the term. Like queer joy does make me cringe a little bit. It's for the same reason that folks with an X rather than a KS makes me cringe a little bit. It's just too associated with like a certain type of person. But I agree with the sentiment. You know, I'm not like opposed to it. I'm not arguing against it. It's more of a, you know, sort of a signaling thing. Latinx. No, Latinx is funny. That part, Latinx is funny. That's good. A lot of Sliwa's charm is that he's genuine. He's not grifting it or doing it for money. Yeah, no, genuinely, he likes the energy. That's also a blow against Peter Thiel. You know, that's why the Republican establishment dropped him. It's because he's too sincere. I mean that, by the way. The Republican Party is uninterested in working with local, like iconoclasts. You know, with local wackos. Because there's no room for an individual personality cult in the Republican Party outside of Trump. It just needs to be Trump. There's no room for like other guys who are kind of cool or weird or whatever. Buck Mason doesn't ship jeans to Canada? That can't possibly be right. In what world would they ship to America but not Canada? It's right across the... I'll get to you when I get to Donos. Sliwa has a positivity current generations have turned its back on. Well, Mamdani has it, you know? I agree with, I guess, kind of the normie take on Mamdani, which is one of the big reasons that he won is because he's happy and not a miserable misanthrope like so many people online, you know? Like there are so many people on the left or otherwise who are just obviously wretchedly miserable. I think it's one of the reasons a lot of people are put off in the Democratic Party as well, because a lot of them are clearly like insincere grinning psychopaths who lie day in and day out, and it's affected them and it's warped their face. People crave sincerity in their politics. They do, you know? It's one of the reasons that Trump has done so well, because he has the affect of sincerity, and Republicans who are very stupid and sheep-like buy it. But he does have that affect. I think Dems also figured out it's a weakness of theirs, which is why Kamala tried to sell hope on the campaign trail, but it came off as fake because she had no real vision for a better future. Also, people are like done with the hope bit, man. Obama ran and then he left and nothing changed. You have to give people a real reason to believe that the future is going to be better. Also, and again, like, it does make me worry a little bit that I'm arguing with pod people or like fake individuals, but it is crazy to me that there are people who don't think that Kamala Harris comes across as incredibly insincere, you know? Like, I don't know how to level with you or if you're being sincere if you can't acknowledge that. I have no idea how you look at her and not read that. If you can't, I genuinely do not understand how to engage with you like one-to-one, you know, directly. I don't get it.